After living here in Australia for almost 3 years, these are my biggest challenges. Tara, let's discuss this. Every now and then I fall apart. Scaldo you guys. Alright, let's eat guys. So let's talk about the biggest challenges that we had on our stay here in Australia. So first thing, and not only us who experience it here in Australia, but everyone that is living abroad. First is homesickness. Yan yung isa sa pinaka kalaban or matinding kalaban ng isang OFW or someone living abroad. May mga attacks pa rin ng homesickness up until today. So, you need to safeguard your thoughts when moving to a different country. So, sabi nila na madali lang yung homesickness, na tumawag ka lang sa kanila and stuff. But you cannot talk to them for 24 hours. It's not that easy to counterattack homesickness. So, napakahirap niyang kalaban. I also cooked this one last night, guys. Chicken with sitaw, repolyo, capsicum. Nilagay ko yung mushroom. Tapos stir-fried siya. Okay. Secondly is balancing study and work. As an international student here in Australia, you are only allowed to work 24 hours per week. Kailangan mo pumunta sa school at least 2 to 3 days a week. Given that you are only allowed to work 24 hours per week, kailangan mo talagang i-maximize yung 24 hours mo. You need to find a company that accepts international students with limited work hours. Some of the company here, hindi sila nag-hire ng international students kasi isa, work hour limitation. Secondly is that hindi stable yung kanilang stay dito sa Australia. So, companies will not invest their time in training you for a specific position and stuff. Iyon yung isang bagay na nahirapan kami. To be able to get a decent job, to be able to get a company that allows us to work only 24 hours per week. Lumamig na yung oras kaldo ko. Kakachika. Right. Number 3. Saan na kayo? Okay. Number 3 is budgeting and cost of living here in Australia. So sabi ko nga kanina, we are only allowed to work 24 hours per week. And you are paid per hour. Hindi siya per day, hindi siya per month. So per hour ka binabayaran dito. By that being said, you have to have a good paying job for you to pay for your rent, pay for your bills, pay for your grocery and your school. Ang pinakamahal mong babayaran dito is yung school mo. Depende kung ano yung course mo, depende kung ano yung school mo. Budgeting is something that you need to master when you move here in Australia. Yes, budgeting is a life skill that you need to master before moving to Australia because it will be your biggest challenge if hindi ka marunong mag-budget ng pera mo dito sa Australia. Because if you're a person that is an impulsive buyer or shopper, malulugmok ka dito. Malulugmok ka sa utang, malulugmok ka sa mga bills mo, and we don't want that to happen. And also, just to let you know guys that Australia is one of the countries with expensive cost of living. Most of the time, hindi kami bumibili sa mga biggest supermarket dito. So what we do is, so we have this one specific suburb that has a lot of Asians on it. Call it as Springvale. So sa Springvale, makakabili kayo ng mga murang Asian grocery, food, mga meat nila doon, mga chicken is napakamura lang compared sa mga supermarkets. It really helps us to make sure that we are on top of our budget by buying our goods in Springvale. Yep. Okay. Next thing. Ano ba sila? Oh, doon na kayo. Okay. Next thing as well, nahirapan din kami to make friends dito sa Australia. Because on our first year, we are so focused in finding the right job, juggling from work and then school. Parang yun lang yung naging buhay namin for the first year. And we find it so stressful. Kaya nga nahirapan kami maghanap ng kaibigan dito. Or we don't have time to put out ourselves in the community to widen our network. That's when all the burnouts came out. One thing that I can advise, when you move in a different country, you need to really find your people. You need to find your community, because after we widen our network, after we try to expose ourselves in the community, that's when we find a decent job. That's when we meet people that has the same experience as we do. That's when we're able to open up. That's when we combat homesickness, because we have this people that supports us in everything that what we do, and we have these people na kaya naming mag-share ng aming mga struggles without them judging us, putting negative comments towards our experience, because they do experience what we've experienced at the moment. Lumamig na yung aking arroz caldo. So, isa rin sa mga challenges namin dito is culture shock. Ang daming differences. Sometimes it's contradicting. Ang hirap mag-adjust sa different culture ng ibang country if you have built yourself in a conservative family. Sarap. For example, ang mga Australian guys, they don't sugarcoat things. Compared to the Philippines, if may mga bagay ka na hindi nagawan ng maganda or you did it wrong, people in the Philippines would use professional words, or they sugarcoat things just for you not to feel offended when they give you feedback that is not pleasing to your ears. But here in Australia, when you commit something, or if you didn't follow the instruction they provided you, they will give you feedback straight away. In my experience, that's how they give feedback. Walang sugarcoating. Good thing naman din sa kanila, hindi sila nagtatanim ng galit. After nila sabihin yung mga bagay rin sa'yo, after siguro 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they will be fine. They will be okay. Nothing happens. That's how things is being done here in Australia. So you have to adjust. Parang ganon. Ganon yung gusto nila. Next example is that Australia loves to shortcut things. For example, afternoon, they will say Arvo, gasolinahan. They will say servo. McDonald's, they say Macca's. Avocado, they will say Avo. Basta, ang hilig-hilig nilang mag-shortcut ng mga bagay. Ano pa ba? Example ng culture shock ko dito. They love small talks. They will ask you, how is your day going? They will compliment you if you did a good job. On the contrary side, they will address or give you feedback right away kung may mga mali kang nagawa. Yeah, they love to do small talks talaga, guys. Australians are the best customers in the whole entire world. They will not do Karen automatically. They have this patience that is impeccable. Hindi ako sanay sa gano'n. Kasi sa Pilipinas, little inconvenience lang talaga. They will call you out. They say shit about you. But here in Australia, they're so relaxed. They know how to wait. They're so patient. And yeah. Ano pa ba? Yung mga culture shocks. Ang dami. Ang daming culture shocks dito. And lastly, when you move here in Australia, be ready for a fast-pacing environment. Sa city, sa workplace, ang bilis ng mga pangyayari. It's not like everyone is rushing. It's just that that's how they do things here. Kasi nga, again, pinabayaran tayo per hour. So, as much as possible, you need to make it quick. You need to make sure that wala kang dull moments sa work. Ganyan. Again, this is all my experience, okay? So, those are my culture shocks. We are on our last one. So, this is not just only here in Australia, but in a different country, even in the Philippines, you experience this, which is dealing with stress and burnout. I think lahat tayo nakaka-experience nito. Not only international students, kahit na yung mga PR or mga citizen na rin dito, they get stress and burnout sa mga bagay-bagay. When you move to Australia, make sure that you know how to deal with your personal issues because it will contribute to your way of thinking dito sa Australia. Kung hindi solid yung foundation mo sa mga goals mo in life or mga bagay na gusto mong mangyari, stress and burnout will eat you. Believe me, because I almost booked my ticket going home because of stress and burnout, coupled with homesickness. Stress sa work, stress sa school, and stress sa mga bagay-bagay sa pang-araw-araw. Stress din, hindi lang dito sa Australia, but stress sa Pilipinas. One is family issues. Second is yung mga friends mo na you used to be close to it ay parang hindi na nagkakaunawaan because sometimes may mga comments silang hindi natin nagugustuhan and they assume na since dito tayo sa Australia, we are living our lives, but no, we are not. Thirdly is yung ating Philippine politics. Nakaka-stress din dito. Kahit nandito kayo sa ibang bansa, merong mga factors pa rin na kinoconsider ng isang bansa towards giving you permanent residency or citizenship. For example, what happened to Australia last time? They actually made a law about freezing your visa, not allowing you to enter Australia if may mga issues yung country mo. For example, umuwi ka ng Pilipinas and then merong war sa Pilipinas or merong political something that is not safe for Australia for you to come back. They will freeze your visa and they will not allow you to go in the country. So, yun yung isang bagay na nakakapagpa-stress sa akin personally kasi I'm planning to visit Philippines but I'm quite afraid na baka hindi na ako makabalik. But nonetheless, we're still here and we're still striving to get that one thing, which is our residency here in Australia. Right, so I think that's it for this vlog. If you are looking for some videos about cost of living, paano ba na-approve yung aming visa dito sa Australia, ano yung mga things na ginawa namin to be able to get our visa approved, meron ako sa aking mga previous video, you can just check it out. And then share it to people na nagbabalak pumunta dito sa Australia. And again guys, if you have some questions or if you want some topics for me to discuss, please drop your comments down below para magawa natin ng video, okay? And if you're not my subscriber, please do subscribe by clicking the red subscribe button and the bell next to it para ma-update ka sa mga bagong vlogs kagaya nito. It's me again, Auntie Palaboy, ang pobreng lagan, your Filipino international student here in Australia, and nagsasabing explore because life is too short and be a responsible lagan. Till next time, I'll see you on the next one. Ubusin ko lang yung arroz caldo ko at saka ang aking gulay. Alright, sige na, bye-bye. See ya!